MCN Build is a purpose-driven construction company dedicated to serving the community with sustainable projects. We build strong, continuous relationships with our clients, delivering cutting-edge buildings on time, safely, and within budget. We are passionate about the community, and with every project, MCN aspires to create opportunities for residents in the surrounding neighborhoods. Our commitment to the community starts with providing you a safe place to work and ensures your safe return home each day with your help and commitment to safety. Before beginning work on our projects, every worker must first attend the safety orientation. There, you will become familiar with MCN safety policies, which will always meet or exceed OSHA's standards for safe work. Inside each MCN trailer or office area will be a designated wall or area where OSHA and labor law posters are kept, in addition to emergency contact numbers and directions to the nearest hospital or clinic. MCN site trailers also keep copies of accident, incident, and near-miss reports. All incidents must be documented and reported to MCN immediately upon occurring. Even if you've already attended our safety orientation, you are still required to participate as all projects are unique and can pose different challenges. After completing the safety orientation, you will receive a hard hat sticker number unique to the project and yourself. The hard hat sticker confirms that you have received the training and clearly understand the project's safety and behavior requirements. Anyone observed on the project without a hard hat sticker will be directed to leave the project until they have received the safety orientation. Each subcontractor is responsible for designating a competent person at the beginning of the project and will be held accountable for their workers' safety and safe work. Subcontractor foremen are required to enforce MCN safety policies and lead by example. They are directly responsible for the safety and behavior of the workers they supervise. All-hands safety stand-down meetings are held once a month on MCN projects and allow site workers and management to have an open communication line in a structured setting about site and safety concerns. Every worker has a voice on our projects and will be heard in the meeting. We encourage you to ask questions about anything you don't understand in the safety orientation, as you will be expected to know and abide by the information given to you. On MCN projects, fire extinguishers will be posted near stairwells at the end of each hallway and in all common areas. Subcontractors are responsible for providing their own fire extinguishers when required per task and for inspecting them at the beginning of each shift. Discharged or non-pressurized fire extinguishers are to be removed from the work area and replaced. Fire extinguishers are required to be kept nearby all running gas-powered equipment and hot work activities. Per MCN and OSHA requirements, a fire watch is required for hot work activities where flammable hazards are present and must remain 1/2 hour after welding or burning operations have ceased. Never try and put out a fire that is bigger than a small trash can. In an actual fire or emergency, follow the emergency route posted on the wall and head to the designated rally point indicated on the map. An air horn will blast to initiate the emergency evacuation and will continue to sound until everyone has safely evacuated the project. When you hear the horn blaring, calmly stop what you are doing and head towards the nearest exit. Do not leave the project or re-enter the building until it has been cleared for safe return by the MCN project team. Before entering an MCN job site, you must first have on all of the required personal protective equipment or PPE. Respect the project's safety requirements and wear your safety glasses and all required PPE before entering the project. This includes when first arriving in the morning or leaving at the end of the day. Basic PPE requirements include hard hats, high visibility clothing and vests, safety glasses, and adequate work boots depending on your task. Additional PPE may be required depending on your task. MCN posts PPE safety signage at each project entrance so that workers are aware of what PPE must be worn on site. Subcontractors are responsible for providing their workers with the necessary PPE to safely conduct their work, beginning with your hard hat, vest, and safety glasses. Having a worker pay for basic PPE is against the law and should never happen. MCN has zero tolerance for workers not wearing the required PPE and will look to permanently remove repeat violators. Environmental assessments must be submitted and reviewed by MCN Safety and the project team before beginning demolition work. All utilities must be cut, capped, and made safe prior to allowing for any demolition to begin. Subcontractors performing the work are required to control all airborne contaminants, including nuisance dust. Methods of dust control may include opening windows in the immediate work area to circumvent fresh air into the space, using a misting water sprayer with a pump sufficient enough to reduce airborne dust, using HEPA air scrubbers positioned throughout the work area. Remember, no material may be thrown from a building at heights greater than 20 feet, and all areas around a drop zone or dumpster below must be barricaded to keep workers out of the area. To eliminate any confusion during demo, areas marked with red paint mean stay and are not to be disturbed. And areas marked with green paint mean go and are to be removed. Working from elevated heights is one of the most dangerous activities there are in construction. For this reason, MCN exceeds OSHA's recommendations by requiring that anyone exposed to a fall of 6 feet or greater be tied off or use some method of fall protection, such as guardrails, hole covers, or fall arrest equipment. Workers are also required to tie off in scissor lifts, aerial lifts, or any time their walking or working surface puts them outside of the fall protection method being used. Shock-absorbing lanyards and retractables are not permitted to be used in lifts because they do not keep the worker inside the basket. Fall protection equipment must be inspected daily prior to each use. Every worker using fall arrest equipment must have documented training on file. Decking operations, conducting work on flat roofs or roofs soon to be demoed, requires proper planning and identifying suitable anchor points before beginning work. Flagged control lines are an approved method of fall protection on MCN projects, but require prior approval from the project team. Per MCN and OSHA requirements, flagged control lines can be used at 6 feet from a leading edge for roofers conducting roof work activities. All other non-roofing trades must set their flagged control lines at least 15 feet back from any leading edge. Hazardous work being conducted on the project is to be monitored periodically throughout the workday and documented by MCN project team members. Excavations greater than 4 feet in depth must be properly sloped, benched, or shielded. Folded step ladders are not permitted to be used for access and egress inside a trench because the ladder is not designed to be used that way. Use an extension ladder instead, or a job-made ladder. Spoil piles must be at least 2 feet away from the edge of the excavation or trench, and trenches left unattended must always be barricaded. Electrical hazards on the job site are preventable and can be controlled with proper planning and risk assessment. Electrical rooms and closets are to be kept locked at all times when not being occupied. Basic electrical safety requirements on our projects include daily inspection of electrical cords for damage or missing ground pins, inspecting electrical panels periodically for missing knockouts and breakers, using a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, for all tools when using a temporary electrical power source, for example, extension cords. Electrical boxes containing live wires must have a cover in place regardless of the location. Energized outlets must be protected with cover plates. Be sure that lockout-tagout procedures are used and never conduct energized work. Before operating heavy equipment on our projects, you must first present documentation of training specific to the vehicle you wish to operate. Afterwards, you'll be given a green reflective hard hat decal authorizing you to operate the vehicle on site. Remember to stay alert when near heavy equipment and always make eye contact with the operator first before crossing its path or work area. Using a cell phone while operating any heavy equipment will result in immediate suspension or removal from the project. It is your responsibility to have your operator's card on you at all times and to conduct a documented inspection prior to each use. At MCN Build, scaffolds can only be erected by a competent person and must be signed and inspected daily. Employees erecting or dismantling a scaffold are required to utilize appropriate fall protection at heights above 6 feet. Scaffold working platforms must be completely planked when being used and inspected daily by a competent person. Cross bracing shall not be used as a top or mid-rail on any scaffold. A top and mid-rail are required to be used. Scaffolds cannot be accessed by climbing the side or by using an A-frame ladder. A built-in or extension ladder is the appropriate choice for access. Areas below a working scaffold must be barricaded to protect other workers from falling object hazards. Rolling scaffold wheels must be locked when being worked off and never be ridden or pushed with a worker on the platform. Housekeeping is an activity that should occur throughout the workday and not just at the end of the day. Every worker has a general responsibility to clean up after themselves to prevent creating hazards around the project. Trash and debris left on the floor can easily become tripping hazards or potential struck-by hazards if kicked over the side of an elevated area. Aisles, walkways, and floors must always be left clear to allow for easy access to fire extinguishers and escape routes. Dry sweeping is not permitted on our projects, and sweeping compound must be used when pushing a broom inside the building. Food trash should only be thrown into approved receptacles around the project and never left on the floor or inside the building. Continued poor housekeeping by a specific sub may lead to supplementation or back charges. At MCN, nothing is more important to us than your safety and health, and seeing you return home safely every day. We expect all our subcontractors to contribute to a safe work environment by working safely, reporting hazards to MCN immediately, and letting us know if you are unsure how to do a task safely or need help in any way. If you see a potential hazard around the job site, say something, and we will have it corrected immediately or made safe. And together with your help, we will build a safety culture on each project dedicated to compliance, communication, and accountability in safety for everyone equally. MCN, let's build our community safely together.